This has become a familiar sight when it comes to Argentina's election nights in recent years. Celebrations led by Mauricio Macri's trademark dance. 2 years after winning the presidency, Macri strengthened his position across the country in Sunday's midterm elections.
We realized that many things can change. We realized that we were encouraged by change. We overcame fear and resignation, and reality accompanied us and is accompanying us.
The centre-right coalition Let's Change won the 5 largest provinces and took 41% of the vote nationwide. Analysts like Mariano Vila says this represents a cultural shift.
In this election, the first difference is that we are thinking in a new Argentina. For that reason, this election is very important, not only for the government, for the Argentina in general, like a country.
These election results essentially give the government the green light to move ahead with a series of reforms across key areas. On Monday morning, President Mauricio Macri outlined his priorities for the second half of this term in office. With a stronger presence in Congress, Macri's government will now focus on reforming taxes as well as education and labour legislation. The elections had been overshadowed by the disappearance of activist Santiago Maldonado, whose body was identified on Friday. There was widespread indignation and there were accusations of a government cover-up. Awaiting the full autopsy report, authorities say it appears he drowned and there was no sign of violence. But just as crucial to these elections was the fate of former President Cristina Fernández de Kirchner, who was running for senator in the Buenos Aires province. She was defeated by the government's candidate.
The government has been able to capitalize on a majority of citizens who feel strongly against the ex-president. This let the government gain good results not only in the capital, where the ex-president was a candidate, but also across the country.
Nevertheless, Fernández de Kirchner will have a seat in the Senate, which gives her immunity against corruption charges. In her return to the political stage, it's expected she will help opposition efforts against government reforms, austerity measures and tariff hikes, which Argentines began to feel on Monday when the cost of fuel increased by 12%. Joel Richards, CGTN, Buenos Aires.